Hey guys, welcome to another SRI New Home Showcase. My name is Ainsley and today we are here at Jayden, the former JCUBE. This development is proudly developed by renowned developers CapitaLand and one of Singapore's largest transformation, the Jurong Lake District. Now I can't wait to find out a little bit more about the plans that are happening around this area. So let's go meet our managing partner Ken Loh to find out more. So Ken, share with us a little bit more about Jayden. How did the name come about, all the good stuff?
So Jayden is actually a name of a combination between Jurong Lake District,
Okay.
the big area that we are in,
Yep.
and the ethnic landscaping and opportunities within this area. So that's how Jayden came about.
Sure.
And Jayden is slated to be the first mixed-use development and also the tallest residential block in Jurong Lake District. It has been more than 10 years since 𝒔𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔 launched in 2013. So it's 10 years now. And Jayden is the next one right after �𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔.
Sure. So Ken, talking about 𝒔𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔, I understand there were many milestones that were created just for �𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔 itself. Tell us a little bit more.
So ever since the 2008 master plan announcement of the Jurong Lake District, 𝒔𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔 was the first residential launch within the Jurong Lake District. And riding on the story, we actually saw a record-breaking sell-out with all 738 units being fully sold in just 12 hours of the launch.
Nice.
At a point of time in 2013, �𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔 actually achieved a record PSF of 1774 per square foot.
And that was high as well,
Yeah,
right?
that's very, very high for prices 10 years ago.
So Ken, understand that the announcement of the master plan was in 2008. So it's been a good 15 years right now.
Yes.
Share with us a little bit more about what other good stuff will be happening in this area. Are there more coming up?
Buyers and agents are actually asking, are we buying into an area that is already appreciated? What is in it for me for the next maybe 5, 10, 15 years
Is there a
within
longer
this
runway,
area?
right? Yeah.
Jurong Lake District is actually a very, very large development. It forms up a total of 1.6 million square meters of development space.
Wow.
It is actually 4 times the size of Tampines Regional Centre, Woodlands Regional Centre, and Paya Lebar Central combined together.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how huge Jurong Lake District is. So if I want to make it clearer and simplify the whole development process, I would segregate the Jurong Lake District over here into the northern and the southern part. �𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔 is located in the northern part of the Jurong Lake District.
Okay.
And over the past 15 years, the government has been developing famous buildings such as Westgate, your JAM, Ng Teng Fong Hospital, then Naya Institute, former Big Box, which is now known as Perennial Business City. So all this have been happening in the past 15 years, and it was good enough to push up prices in �𝒑𝒂𝒕'𝒔, although they were sold at a record price. From 2023, for the next 15 years, what we will see is the development of the southern part of Jurong Lake District. And that is where the former Jurong Country Club was located. In the latest master plan in 2019, you can see the government has transformed these lands into white sites.
For the benefit of the viewers out there, I just need to stop you right there. What are white sites?
Under URA Master Plan, white sites gives the government a lot of flexibility. It is like a blank canvas for the government to work on. Usually what we will see coming out on white sites are actually mixed-use developments. And the one area that we have seen large number of white sites was actually in Marina Bay area, where your Marina One residences, Gardens by the Bay, that whole area are all white sites.
Okay.
Every time we see white sites, we are excited because we know then the government is going to redevelop something large in the area.
Right.
It's going to be exciting because they're going to be mixed use. This southern part of the whole Jurong Lake District will form up all the white sites waiting to be redeveloped into a very exciting Jurong Lake District.
So now question is, are these white sites going to be like the second CBD of Singapore, as URA has already mentioned before?
Recently, URA has coined a new term on Jurong Lake District. They name it more than a CBD. And it's a very interesting term which has led us to dig deeper into the redevelopment in this area. What we saw was very comprehensive plans that the government wanted to execute in the CBD area, but they couldn't because there were already old buildings that were all sitting around. In Jurong Lake District, they have the flexibility to start from scratch and build what they want to have in the CBD. One of the main things is actually to create Jurong Lake District to be a very car-like area. They are allowing drivers to travel from basements to basements of different buildings, meaning to say the basement, the underground part of this southern Jurong Lake District will all be connected.
Sure.
So on top of the basement, the car light street level, the government has also planned for a very extensive network of what we call J-Walk, that is elevated, sheltered walkways linking like a spider web across the entire Jurong Lake District. Even within Jayden itself, you can actually walk seamlessly under shelter to all the buildings, rain or shine. These connections will extend from the northern part of of Jurong Lake District
Sure.
all the way to the southern part.
Right.
What they are doing is they are now identifying transit priority corridor. So these roads will only allow buses to flow through. It allows the government to then plan for cycling paths on both sides of the road because now you don't need such a wide road anymore.
That's true.
On top of that, you will get wider pedestrian walkways. These pedestrian walkways will have vibrant activities where you have busking, you have F&B outlets. So you have a lot of bistros and everything that's going to make your walk a lot better and a lot more interesting than normal. Another thing that we saw was also that they are lifting buildings upwards. Pedestrians can now flow through buildings instead of around buildings. Now they are creating central podiums within these buildings that are accessible to public 24 hours.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Of course, to make it even more livable, what the government is doing now is they have actually created a central park in the middle of these white sites. This central park will then be a key focus area where there will be more community activities, there will be trees and landscaping that will flow along this entire central park.
Now that sounds very exciting. Plans for the next 15 years. It sounds like somewhere I want to bring my family to live here, right? That's very, very interesting. We understand that JLD, Jurong Lake District, is comprises of the Japanese and the Chinese gardens as well, right? So any updates on that?
So the government has on purpose labelled Jurong Lake Gardens as the third national garden in Singapore.
Okay.
So to name it as a national garden, you know there will be extensive work and thoughts put through.
For sure.
And of course, what we are seeing now is they have already opened up Jurong Lake Gardens by the side of the lake area.
Yeah.
It's already functioning with a lot of activities, a lot of family areas to move around. So it's a very new area that gives you a different type of feel and increase the livability in Jurong Lake District. Otherwise, it will just be another CBD.
Yeah.
It lessens the heart and the core of a CBD.
That's true.
Which is why I believe the government term it more than a CBD. And that's why it's so interesting to read into this.
So Ken, before I forget, I noticed that the Science Centre Singapore will be moving over closer to the Chinese garden area, and once it's moved there, it's going to be world-class as well, right? And also we got the future tourism development just down south of it.
With the national gardens, the tourism development
quite
area,
amazing.
all the offices, it's going to be
Right.
huge.
Right. So now, let's talk a little bit more about the connectivity of Jurong.
What we have for residents in Jayden, they are directly connected to the Jurong East MRT interchange.
Okay.
We are being served by 4 MRT lines within Jurong Lake District itself.
Right.
This is interesting to note because when we draw reference around Singapore, the only other area that has 4 MRT lines serving is actually your Marina Bay area.
Right,
Which
right.
is where the white sites we've been talking
That's
about.
true, yep.
So we see a very similar concept by URA in these 2 areas, and we can already know how big this entire development will be.
Sure.
For residents in Jayden, they actually have this J-Walk that connects about 2 minutes walk sheltered towards your Jurong East MRT station that will give you access into your East-West line, your North-South line, and of course the Jurong Regional Line. Okay, so on top of that, residents in Jayden do get direct connection to the upcoming integrated transport hub, which is slated to open in 2027.
Okay.
Yep, so that is quite close to the TOP period of Jayden. And what you will have within the integrated transport hub will be your air conditioner bus interchange. Your Jurong Regional Library will be shifted inside there.
Sure.
There will be retail F&B options within the building, and of course, they will comprise mainly of office units as well.
Sure.
And the good news is the government is also leading by example. They also plan to move LTA and Ministry of Transport into one core office within the integrated transport hub.
Oh, very nice.
And of course, the 4th line will be our Cross Island line where the Jurong Lake District station will serve the southern part of the Jurong Lake District. We are then about 10 minutes walk away from this MRT line, and the Cross Island line is going to be of higher importance in future because it brings residents within Jurong all the way to the middle part of your Ang Mo Kio area, your Paya Lebar area, the Fu, all the way to an aviation park at Changi Airport.
Ken, so before we leave this URA model, you have been sharing a lot about the long-term 15-year plans of the whole Jurong Lake District. Share us some immediate plans that buyers can look into if they are looking for just short-term investment.
In fact, all the plans that we talk about on the white sites and everything, they are not far off. As we are talking today, the lands are already out there for tender. So the immediate one that we are going to see will be a combination of 3 plots together. URA is actually looking for one master developer to come in and redevelop these 3 plots in phases. And this plot is just beside where Jayden is.
Okay.
So it will be connected via a J-Walk. It comprises of a childcare center, a total of 1,700 private residential units,
Okay.
a lot of office spaces,
Sure.
and a lot of retail and F&B options. The immediate impact that residents in Jayden get is that they will have increased options for dining and recreation. Secondly, I'm pretty sure that when these 1,700 units are going to be released in phases, the prices will definitely be higher than Jayden.
Right, I'm sure.
So I think that will be an immediate thing to look at.
Right.
There are so many milestones for any investors in Jayden to look out for.
So whether it's short-term or whether it's long-term, Jayden sort of got it covered for you, right?
Exciting, yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we're going to move on right now to the building model, and I'm pretty sure you want to check that out.
Instantly, we are here now at the model of the tallest residential building in Jurong Lake District.
This
Jayden,
looks
right?
really amazing, guys.
Yes. So what we have is a 40-story block. We have a total of 368 units, very, very exclusive.
Right.
1 to 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
We do have 7 commercial shops within Jayden. So when we look at this model itself on the ground level, is where 6 shops will be. So these 6 shops will actually be publicly accessible, and we have a middle courtyard that is open 24 hours for public to flow through. Next, you can see over here on the second level, that is where we have this J-Walk connection.
Okay.
Right, this J-Walk connection will actually link the public and also residents within Jayden to walk through the J-Walk to link directly to your integrated transport hub.
Right.
And then to your Jurong East MRT interchange.
Okay.
We are one of the largest shops that will be on the second level. I guess most likely it will be used as a supermarket.
Yep,
Right.
makes sense.
If you go around this entire second level, you will realize there will be a lot of knockout panels that are catered for future J-Walks to connect to buildings.
Oh.
So you can already imagine residents within Jayden coming down to the second level can gain access to all the different buildings just by foot.
And it's all sheltered. That's
Yeah.
the amazing part.
Yes.
Okay, so just coming up a little bit, I noticed the E-deck right now. So much of good stuff happening, and I noticed so much of water bodies in this development. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so what we see here is when we move up towards the third level of the E-deck, you have very nice landscaping that befits the name Jayden, where you have Edenic landscaping all around. The most interesting feature for me within Jayden is actually the lazy river. On the weekends, you can actually chill with your kids, and then you'll come across multiple water curtains that adds on the fun with the families.
For sure.
And in the middle, as the lazy river skirt around, that's where you have your open lawn, your outdoor gym and everything. As we move further down towards the other side, that's where you have your main activity area, where you have your party house, you have a playground, a sizable gym,
Yep.
and also a multi-purpose room which is located over there. In the middle, you can see that's where you have skylight flowing through towards the open courtyard in the middle.
Right, beautiful.
And that's where at the back we have our lake pool.
Okay.
So although the 50 meters lap pool, but it doesn't follow your rectangular shape,
Right.
it follows the shape inspiration from Jurong Lake Gardens.
Right.
So the entire lap pool feels like a lake.
So now, Ken, moving on to the units, what kind of views do buyers get to expect when they buy?
So out of these 368 units, we have only 2 facing. One is the northern facing and the other one is the southern facing. So on the northern facing, what is in front of Jayden is actually a low-rise HDB.
HDBs?
Right, so even the lowest floor on the level 3, the ground units actually overlook the whole HDB already because of the elevation that we have. Right, so as we move up, you will get more and more fantastic views of the skyline of Jurong Lake District itself. Importantly, the corner units, you can see that you have panoramic views. You have an L-shaped glass that gives you fantastic light flowing through into the units. And of course, the Jurong Lake Garden is actually located on the northwestern side.
Okay. Right, there we have it for the building model. It's now time to check out the show units. Let's go. So we're here in one of our 3 show units. This is a 2+ study, 818 square feet.
What we like about this 2+ study layout is the wide width that we have.
We can both comfortably stand here. And
Yes.
So very nice.
So
Okay.
I think it gives the owner a lot of flexibility. I also like how they have run one very nice tile across the entire unit. It looks very modern.
Yeah.
And this countertop is special. It is
one of a kind.
Yeah, it's an Italian engineered tile that is made to look like stone.
Okay.
And interestingly, we actually have a concealed induction hob that forms up part of your stone.
That is so seamless. You can cook on top of that.
Yeah, so your control panel is actually over here.
That's
and
so
then
cool.
you don't have another induction black piece
right.
over here. You actually concealed together with the top. So it's really very, very nice. And you actually have your washer and dryer here.
Okay.
The good thing is because of this width, you can actually have a lot of space to move around. Yep.
Oh, this is a good layout.
Yes,
Yeah, very
and
nice.
a lot of flexibility in this space because this entire area can form up another cabinet. You can even do built-in storage on the other side because of the space that you get. So as we come over here, you can even have your dining area here and free up the space on the living area. So you can see as we talk about the width of the entire unit, it feels even wider here because you take away the work console of the countertop in the kitchen. So now with the sofa area, you can already see how comfortable the entire space is. Of course, the length is also very good because if you choose to have your dining area over at the kitchen part, this space can be an entertainment area. So I think it's a very, very comfortable 2+ study layout.
It's a very good size.
Yep.
So we're here at our 3-bedroom, 1141 square feet. Can you share with us a little bit more about what you like about this unit?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite, all-time favorite 3-bedroom layout.
Okay.
Because of a few factors. When we have a portrait format of your dining area and your living area, what you get to enjoy is actually a very nice dedicated space for your dining. You actually have a wider width for your living to your TV area. I think this is easily 3 meters or slightly more than 3 meters. Because on a usual landscape, if you have a dining and living back to back, you would then require almost maybe 7 meters of space in order to get this kind of width.
Sure.
So of course, down here, the good part is they have tucked the kitchen right at the back. And it allows that landscape format, yet you get a big space of your living area. And one of the favorite part of this 3-bedroom layout is how the kitchen is being able to interact with the circulation space within this area. Even if you have guests coming in or when your wife is actually doing her cooking and stuff, she has a full access, full control to the living area where the kids are around. She can even watch a K-drama if she wants to.
For sure.
And I love the fact that this kitchen opens up to the balcony area. So there's a very nice ventilation that goes through. It beats even small windows, right? It allows a very nice circulation for alfresco dining coming back into the living area. So this whole space can be a very nice area to host and to even have family gathering and activities around here.
For sure.
So this is one of the reasons why I love this 3-bedroom layout a lot.
Very nice. Alright Ken, so you have talked so much about Jayden and JLD and all the good stuff that is happening in Jurong. Now, can you just do a very quick summary for us?
There are so many things that are happening. To name a few, along the years, the next 10 years or 15 years, we will already see many exit points and milestones as you buy into Jayden.
Sure.
So next year, you will hear the tender result of the latest white site that the government will be released. You will know how much the residential prices will go up around this area, that's for one.
Makes sense,
You have your retail and your entertainment options all increasing because of this white site that's beside Jayden. By next year, you will also hear the completion of Jurong Lake Gardens, of the two gardens, Japanese and Chinese garden. Moving on to 2027, you will then hear the news of the completion of the integrated transport hub. And also the new science center will be formed up by then. By 2028 on paper is when Jayden will TOP, that's when you collect your keys. And in 2028 or 2029, you will hear the completion of Jurong Region Line. 2032, you will then witness the completion of Cross Island Line, which is just 10 minutes walk away. And all this being said, we have not even covered all the white sites that will be coming up along the years in the next 10 to 15 years. So I think the possibility is endless. And what is safer than to buy into an area, invest into an area where the government is pumping billions of dollars, putting their focus in growing this area, infrastructure that's all being set up here. So I think Jayden presents a very a very safe entry and a very exciting exit for all buyers within Jayden.
So guys, we've come to the end of our SRI New Home Showcase. We hope you have enjoyed the tour of Jayden and we hope to see you right here. So do contact your preferred SRI salesperson in order to join us for the preview that is happening from the 28th of October to the 7th of November. And of course, if you would like to join us for the public booking, that's happening on the 11th of November. So we hope to see you right here at Jayden. Once again, my name is Ainsley.
And Ken.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.